Maple Creek was one of those forgotten small towns in the heart of the United States, where time seemed to pass more slowly and night fell with a deep silence. The few remaining residents lived their quiet lives, but everyone knew the legend of the Lantern Man. It was said that many years ago, a local resident named Elijah lost his family in a fire. Desperate, he wandered the forest with a lantern in hand, searching for his loved ones, though he knew they would never return. On a rainy night, he vanished. He was never seen again, but the legend claims that his lantern can still be seen from afar, illuminating the darkest nights of Maple Creek. It was a new moon night when Clara, a young girl who had just moved to Maple Creek with her family, decided to explore the surroundings. Her younger brother had mentioned seeing a strange light in the woods near the town, and, curious yet skeptical, Clara decided to investigate alone. As she approached the edge of the forest, the air felt heavier, and the sound of her footsteps faded into a deafening silence. Everything seemed still until suddenly, a faint light shone through the trees. Clara froze. There was the lantern. Without a second thought, she began to follow the light. With each step, the light seemed more distant, as if it were always an arm's length away, but never within reach. The wind began to blow fiercely, and she could hear whispers around her, calling her name in a low, unsettling tone. The light led her to a clearing where the ground was covered with dry leaves and twisted trees. In the center stood a hunched figure, holding the lantern with a trembling hand. Clara approached slowly, feeling a chill run down her spine. When the figure raised its face, it was not a man. It was something inhuman. Elijah's eyes, empty and black, reflected the weak light of the lantern. He smiled, but his teeth were rotten, and the smell of burnt flesh filled the air. Clara tried to run, but her feet were stuck to the ground, as if the roots of the forest were holding her. The lantern began to glow brighter, blinding her for a moment. And then, everything went dark. The next day, the townsfolk found Clara's phone on the forest floor, still recording. The video showed the light of the lantern in the distance, flickering and disappearing into the darkness, followed by Clara's muffled screams.